Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telew.
Today FM rocks in Otaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Nasino.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Bulan 2 saya Tolu FM, 62 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM number 2 in Nosor.
Go etapo ke bota kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM number 2 Korbu.
Bula FM number 2 Sawa. Bula FM number 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Number 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM
number 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau talita kada warong ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM number 2 NSR.
In the news tonight, independent inquiry reveals flaws in Nandi building. LTA lodges internal inquiry into forged documents submitted with taxi permit applications. And SPC announces the appointment of Dr. Colin Tukuitonga as Director General. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. An independent inquiry into the Maikana restaurant's deck collapse in Nandi town has revealed several factors which led to the incident on the night of November 8th. No approvals were given from the Nandi Town Council to construct the timber deck back in 2003, and the restaurant did not have a business license when it hosted a function for the Nandi Chamber of Commerce. Several guests, including journalists, were injured in the incident. Christopher Chand reports the incident has led to the formation of a task force team to look into other buildings in Nandi.
Hamen Lodia Engineers Limited carried out the investigation into the failure of the timber deck upon the instructions of the Occupational Health and Safety Department a day after the accident.
The deck failed for 3 reasons, combination of 3 reasons. First was poor design of the original deck, poor quality construction, and the third, of course, is poor maintenance.
What is more alarming is the fact that no approvals were given for the construction of the deck in the first place in 2003. It also did not meet the standards of the National Building Code.
Deck like this to fail within 10 years of it being constructed obviously means that there was something wrong, that a deck like this should have survived longer than 10 years. Our National Building Code says that when we do design a structure like this, it should be designed for an economic life of 50 years.
The questions being raised now are how was it built without the council's approval, and how did it continue to operate all these years?
It happened so many years ago, and I won't be able to tell you the real reason how it happened, why it happened. But yes, there is a set of laws which we can follow, but maybe it's the time is out now. But for all the new structures, all the new illegal structures, definitely we are going to look into that.
Building owner Suresh Patel told us he did not know anything about the report and did not make a comment. Maikana restaurant, which occupied the premises 2 weeks before the collapse, also refused to comment. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Lawyer Raman Pratap Singh has been publicly reprimanded and fined by the Independent Legal Services Commission. Singh was found guilty on 3 counts of professional misconduct and fined $3,000 on each offence. The fines are imposed concurrently, resulting in a total fine of $3,000. Singh will also have to pay the commission $2,000. The case relates to as breach in condition covering the sale of a Crown agricultural lease at Lakena Manodha in Nausori. Singh has to pay the vendor Harish Sen the $3,000 retained in his trust account. The Land Transport Authority is carrying out an internal investigation following an increase in the number of forged documents received in applications for taxi permits. The authority received 5 applications containing forged papers and believes there could be more. Apisalom Midokar reports.
The LTA has received a number of applications from the public for taxi permits. While screening the applications, authority staff noticed something peculiar.
4 of the applicants that we received, we have found that they were lodged bank statement, one of the criteria that requires anyone wanting to seek taxi permit.
The applications in question had different names on the bank statements, but all had the very same transactions. The authority concerned with this development is now looking internally to see where there may be loopholes.
I'd just like to advise them that our PSV section is very thorough with the screening process that we conduct because we are also trying to maintain a consistency in the level of the type of PSV drivers that we employ or we issue permit to.
Applicants will have to be aware that the LTA will be closely monitoring the process to ensure there are no compromises. Apisolo Medoka, FBC News.
Accounts clerk Ronil Chand was found guilty of murder by the Suva High Court today. Chand poured kerosene on his wife Karishma Nath and set her on fire, causing her eventual death. This occurred following an argument at their residence in Asino on the morning of February 19, 2011. During the trial, Chand told the court that he loved his wife and saw no reason why he would want to kill her. Judge Justice Alesi Temo accepted the prosecution's summary of events and accepted the post-mortem report stating Nath died of first-degree burns. Nath died at CWM Hospital in Suva a few days later. Chand will be sentenced tomorrow. The maximum sentence for murder is life imprisonment. Coming up, lighthouse project progresses in the north.
Always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nelly's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singapore.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
Listen to Gold FM here in Tabua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Talita na radio Fijuan na muiran no na bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fijuan Singatoka boleh ni station ni alumatua.
Ando talita boleh una borro na radio Fijuan station ni alumatua Lautoka.
Ando talita boleh una borro na radio Fijuan na mandi na station ni alumatua.
Au tungoi korbo. Ando borro mo live na station ni alumatua na radio Fijuan.
Ando borro na radio Fijuan na station ni alumatua. Nambandoi tele.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Fiji needs to address the increasing issue of domestic violence. And Fiji's Goodwill Ambassador for Women and Children, Madam Nazat Shamim, says domestic violence should be of national concern. Madam Shamim made the comment at a gender training program for public servants in Suva today. Shireen Lata reports.
Many women who report violence by their partners are in the employment sector. For these women, there are many stresses and responsibilities that come from experiencing violence or abuse.
A number of women who simply say, I'm sick today, I'm not going to come to work, but all the time it's a black eye. All of that is affecting your work and the ability of your ministry to effectively do its work.
A woman who faces domestic violence at home may not be able to meet the deadlines in the office. She may not be able to attend the customer service as usual. She may be distressed to fulfill her duties. She may be regularly late to work, and she may start making excessive personal phone calls. In the workshop today, Madam Shamim told senior public service servants of various ministries that gone are those days when domestic violence used to be a matter just between husband and wife.
That translates to a loss of $5.8 billion a year to employers, to the United States, and $4.1 billion in medical care. It's a loss of $1.8 billion in productivity.
Domestic violence also has an impact on the younger generation in the family.
Children who witness domestic violence are twice as likely to abuse their own wives and children. So the effect of domestic violence in pounds, shilling and pence, very serious for a country.
The workshop was aimed at building gender competencies in the public service, particularly at senior levels. Shadin Lata, FBC News.
The Fiji Police Force has appointed Superintendent Luke Navella as Director of the re-established Internal Affairs Division. A statement said the division was restored following a directive from Acting Police Commissioner Ravi Narayan in light of the high number of complaints about police and their services. The unit was first set up in 1991 and underwent many changes over the years. Previously, the issue of complaints against police and their services was dealt with at the divisional level by the divisional police commanders. A senior executive of the Secretariat of the Pacific Community has been appointed the new Director General of the organization. The SPC governing body, the Conference of the Pacific Community, endorsed the nomination of Dr. Colin Tukuitonga, who is currently the head of the Public Health Division.
Modern management.
Dr. Colin Tukuitonga says he's more than ready for the challenges ahead of him.
I am indeed honored to be given this opportunity and humbled by the challenge.
Extremely happy with the appointment of Dr. Colin Tukuitonga. It's very good for our little island.
He's well known and we certainly support the appointment.
The SPC is the only regional organization that's keeping the Pacific together. With that in mind, the new Director General has a big shoes to fill.
Dr. Rogers has left huge shoes.
The first law of regional organizations, and it has been for SPC in my 8 years as Director General, is our members are always right. And our members direct the traffic. We serve the members.
Outgoing Director General Dr. Jimmy Rogers received the commendations in recognition for his immense contributions to the region's developments from Prime Minister Vorange Bainimarama and U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry.
From the Prime Minister of Fiji, Commodore Jose Vorange Bainimarama. The letter is in recognition of Dr. Rogers' recognized service to the Pacific community through his role over the last 8 years as the Director General.
Your 8-year tenure has left the organization stronger and better positioned to meet key regional challenges. Sincerely, John F. Kerry, Secretary of State, Washington, D.C.
This award and recognition to me is an award and recognition to your organization.
Dr. Rogers finishes from the job on 22nd January, while Dr. Colin takes over as head of SPC on 24th January. Mikolonga, FBC News.
Work is progressing on the lighthouse project undertaken by the Ministry of Works. 4 of the 6 lighthouses in the Northern Division have been completed. Chanel Sivan reports.
This is one of the 2 lighthouses under construction, and it is located in Mali in the Maduata waters. The project began in 2011 after the government allocated $1.3 million for the construction.
We also have another 2 further on, one at Maori Shoal and Vorvoro, and the other 2 lighthouses up at Mali Passage. I'm sure many of the ship captains and particularly the pilots will appreciate the installation of these lighthouses up here in the Maduata waters to ensure the safe navigation of ships.
Part of the capital works is the construction of another 18 lighthouses next year.
9 will be in waters from Lotoka to Viwa Island, 5 in Kandavu waters, and 4, 1 in Nraunimbota, 1 at Wonotambu, and the other 2 in Wonombalau.
Another major project for next year is the construction of beacons in waters between Natovi to Nambawalu. All these projects will bring relief to sea travelers who depend on lighthouses and beacons to get safely to their destination. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
And Jamie joins us now with all the sports. And how are the Fiji Mbati doing?
I tell you what, Jackie, if any of our Mbati do decide to take a break from rugby league, I'm pretty sure they'll make it big on X Factor. In fact, word on the street is Simon Cowell might even give Chona Waisele an audition in the next season.
I know, right? I love their singing camaraderie after every game.
Yep, win or lose, the songs will be sung in the Mbati changing room. We get the latest from the Mbati camp as they prepare to take another shot at 9-time Rugby League World Cup champs, the Australian Kangaroos. That's coming up after the break.
Bato Bahe, Bame Radio Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नेंडी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2, मसूरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2। टावा में रेडियो फीजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फीजी 2 रॉक। रेडियो फीजी 2 आई लव यू।
Old Town Tower में it's only Mirchi FM.
मिर्ची FM is hot। ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे। मिर्ची FM is hot।
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks and records।
नानी का #1 स्टेशन है मिर्ची FM।
Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in nursery।
मिर्ची FM is hot। हम लोग मिर्ची FM रोज सुनता है। मिर्ची FM जागो मामा।
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji Mbati know too well that the odds are stacked against them for the semi-final match against Australia at the Rugby League World Cup. However, the belief within the team is second to none. Indra Singh has more about our Warriors.
It's now or never for the Vodafone Fiji Bati. Having equaled the record from 2008, the Bati know playing Australia in the semi-final will be nothing less than tough.
We definitely need to try and improve and think outside the square a little bit to score some points against the Aussies. But hopefully we can improve a little bit defensively and find a little bit more in attack and be competitive in that game.
Even the players know the Samoa match has taken a lot out of them, but they only have a week to get back into shape.
We had to hold them, and we did. To hold them to one try was really probably the biggest light for us. Defensively we're really good, and it was a big positive to take away from the game.
Stone knows too well his task of trying to take down Australia is next to impossible, but the belief within his brigade is what will carry them through.
And we understand the enormity of the task, but as things said, done that, we're just going to enjoy tonight. For the moment and worry about the Aussies tomorrow.
Bati also understand an outing in the semi at a well-known venue is something they will cherish forever.
It's awesome to be playing at Wembley. There's so much history at that place, and to be playing Australia will be even better. So we'll be doing our best out there, and hopefully we can come away with a win or do our best.
So this week will all be about believing in themselves to set the platform for an upset. Can they do it remains the question. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And despite beating Fiji 34-2 in pool play, Australia remains wary of what our national side will dish out next. The Aussies say the physical aspect of the match is something they need to prepare for.
Can't finish with Greg Bird in the centres against, this week against either of these sides with the speed that they've got, let alone in a final. So, we want to maintain the size in the side though, off the bench and the impact that the bench brings into the game, but for the same token we've got to cover every scenario.
Fiji plays Australia at 4:30 a.m. on Sunday. And the Fiji 7 side has only 3 days before departing for the second leg of the RB series. A lot of hard work still lies ahead for the yet-to-be-announced squad, with coach Ben Ryan looking for a complete turnaround from their last international outing. Talen Daudakadaka reports.
The 16-member side preparing for Dubai and George Sevens marched into camp today. After surviving a torrid 3 days of competition at the Coral Coast Sevens, the players have a whole lot more work awaiting them before departure on Friday.
We have good players. Now we've got the players that that we see that can participate to that international standard. So now with training, we try and lift that good place to an exceptional player. So to bring out the good in them, so training will be tough.
The only overseas-based rep in the squad, out of North Shore, New Zealand, is aware of the challenge to clinch a spot in the final 12.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be hard, especially coming to try and fight for a spot with these other boys, because I know everyone's fighting for the same spot to get into the 12. It's not going to be easy, and I know it's never easy trying to make a national side, but yeah, I'm going to give it a good go and see what happens.
The final 12-member side to Dubai and Port Elizabeth will be named tomorrow afternoon, along with 4 non-traveling reserves. Chalendo Dakavak, FBC Sports.
Fiji has been given a chance to field an under-18 rugby sevens team at the Nanjing Youth Olympics in China next year after New Zealand turned down the offer. The FRU and Fasenok are excited at the prospect of fielding a team which could be a medal winner at an Olympic event. Shelvin Chand has more.
Fiji is not letting go of the opportunity to grab a medal at the Olympics, be it a youth Olympic.
I guess that'll be a sport that we definitely have an excellent chance of coming away with a medal. So it's very exciting.
Make no mistakes, there is an air of seriousness when it comes to the Olympics. Only the top have been chosen to prepare the team.
Just to let you know, the people who will be looking after the under-18 youth team will be Ben Ryan, our national sevens coach. I think for us, the approach is part of the development of the younger players.
A selection process that will choose players below 18 will begin sometime next year. Chances are, these players could also feature for the national side.
I wouldn't call it a shadow team, but I would call it an opportunity for young players to perform in the Olympics, win a medal, and then put their hands up going forth towards the Olympics.
The Nanjing Youth Olympic Games is being viewed as an important pathway for the Rio Games in 2016. With the inclusion of the sevens rugby team, stakeholders will get to find out what they need to get a gold in Brazil. Shalvin Chan, FBC Sports.
And finally in sports, the Suba and Lambasa football teams had the flight to New Zealand delayed this morning. The two teams were to have departed the Nandi International Airport at 8:45 a.m. for the Pacific Cup, which starts tomorrow in Auckland. But due to the delay, flights departed after 1 p.m. The Pacific Cup kicks off at 5:40 p.m. tomorrow with Suva playing Vatukola, New Zealand. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
A new brick-making company is expected to begin operations in Nausori soon. Apisalome Doka has the details.
This site on the banks of the Rewa River will come alive soon as this plant kicks into action. Over the weekend, a groundbreaking ceremony was held for a new factory that will be added to this site. The ceremony was conducted by the elders of the nearby Tonga village.
In block manufacturing, we've got 3 at the moment. Just nearby, we've got 2 in Lakena, another subdivision. But knowing the focus and the development targets for the division, we're still running short of the supply that is required.
The company is awaiting the government's approval for a license to sell sand and gravel.
We promised by next week we will be getting a license to start selling. Well, we also been approved by the Commissioner Central's office to dredge sand and help the sand banking of the river banks.
The company has indicated that it would employ villagers from Tonga. China Development and Construction Company Limited says consumers will have the option to buy quality blocks at reasonable prices. Apisalome Doka, FBC News.
I think it's just you, Jen. I slept like a log last night.
Well, I sure hope it's cooler tonight because I really didn't get any sleep last night. Looking at today's map, we had quite a bit of rain this afternoon to the point where Nandi, Lautoka and Ba, let's get in a bit closer, had thunderstorms. If you live in Lambasa, you're on 33 degrees today, so you'll probably have a warmer evening than usual. In fact, everyone's in the 30s today, so it's highly likely you won't need that extra blanket tonight, or a blanket at all. More thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon for most places. A strong wind warning is also in force for southern Lao waters, and rough seas are expected. And that's your Tuesday weather report, leaving you now with a photo taken along the Coral Coast by our very own Jackie Spade, who's become quite the photographer, I must say.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The main points again: into the Maikana restaurant's deck collapse in Nandi Town has revealed several factors which led to the incident about 2 weeks ago. Lawyer Raman Pratap Singh has been publicly reprimanded and fined by the Independent Legal Services Commission for professional misconduct. And the Fiji Police Force has re-established the Internal Affairs Division to deal with complaints from the public about the police and their services. To our poll question now, and we're asking, is there a role for the Commonwealth in Fiji's development? Visit our FBC website to answer. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, good evening.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telev.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Nasina.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.